Hello and welcome to Speak Sport Now with Danny and Matt. Today we're going to be talking about the Champions League. We're at the halfway stage of the round of 16. Matt, let's start off with Arsenal. Were you surprised, Matt, with the gap between Arsenal and Barcelona? Given that Barcelona weren't at their best on this night and they still ended up winning 2-0.
Surprised, not really. Expected Barcelona to win and to win well, but I was surprised by their performance. Like you said, they didn't particularly play well. But Arsenal had.
Did you
chances.
not? Did you not expect Arsenal to get anything from it?
No,
Because they have, you know, not just Arsenal, but games against big teams like Bayern Munich down the years. They do get results. They do get wins.
Yeah, I agree, but I just couldn't see it with Messi, Neymar. Barcelona playing so well. I think they're 30 games unbeaten. I just couldn't see Arsenal getting anything. But saying that, like you said, Barcelona didn't play well. And Arsenal, they had some good chances in that game. Some really good.
Is that a worry
chances.
that they're not scoring goals?
Maybe, yeah. There's always been, ever since he's been in England, there's always been an argument against Giroud. And I think this was one of the games to prove it because he didn't have a good. I didn't feel he had a good game at all. He missed a couple of chances and he gave the ball away quite a lot. Do you know? He's a player who wants to hold on the ball.
You're right. It's sort of this thing with Drew. I mean, I like him, and I know you do like him as well. But he seems to put a thing where he'll go 10 games and he'll score 10 goals, and then his next 10 games and he won't score at all.
And you just look at the other striker, just in England, you know, the other teams have Man City have Aguero.
That seems to be
Chelsea,
that's
Costa,
the difference.
although they're not doing well, but
I mean, I was confident Arsenal were going to get chances, and then I actually backed Arsenal to even maybe get a win. Pull out a win. But that's what it came down to, you're right? Because Arsenal first half of the game, it was Arsenal's game to lose. They had chances, they didn't take them.
What I found was also worrying about Arsenal was some of the decision making, like they passed at the wrong time and they misplaced passes when they had chances, when they got the ball.
Which was Arsenal's game, isn't it?
Yeah. And the decision making just wasn't right that night. And it's against the top teams.
So did he get his tactics wrong, Arsene Wenger?
I just think Barcelona are just too good to have too good of a team and have two good individuals. I think he got his tactics spot on. Like you said, they had chances. I think it's just the players that didn't take away chances and the decision making was off.
Would he have taken a 1-0? A 1-0 loss going into the Nou Camp?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Do you think? I think you've got to get something. If you've drawn Barcelona, which is the draw that nobody wants in the Champions League, but Arsenal drew them. If you get Barcelona in a home tie, you have to get something. You have to come away with a result. You can't be losing, but 1-0, 2-0. You can't. You need to get.
I think as soon as that goal went in, you could feel the atmosphere around the ground, and even the players an away goal in Europe.
You see, Arsenal struggled. It's not going to be any different at the Nou Camp. Because they're going to be off the ball. Arsenal, they're not going to be on the ball as much as they were even at the Emirates. And for every 5 chances Arsenal get, Barcelona will have 10.
Yeah, and with the front three they have,
exactly,
they're going to stick at least.
I mean, Arsenal will get chances because Barcelona's defence isn't the strongest. They do leak.
Play, yeah.
But their attack's so strong, and when you've got Mertesacker, which credit he's a veteran to the game and he's performed at the highest levels for many years now, but he just hasn't got any pace. And when you see the fullback Bellerin bombing forward, you can't do that, But Mertesacker's not going to be one chasing down Neymar and Messi.
I never understood for the first goal in the game. Mertesacker was about 5 yards into the Barcelona half. What was he doing there? If the ball went past him, he's not going to run. He's not going to be able to get back, and he didn't. And I just don't understand for someone with that pace and that experience.
Does this come down to? Do they need to be criticised? They've not finished top of their group, and again, And I know that they had Bayern Munich in their group, but that wasn't the problem. Bayern Munich, they beat Bayern Munich at home. They got results against them. It was a team, Olympiacos. They dropped points at home to Olympiacos and then Dinamo Zagreb. Those are the games you need to win them.
Definitely, they should have put up more of a fight to Bayern Munich at the top of the group. Definitely, but it's this year. But I think last year was the worst one. I can't. They were in the group. I think they were in with Anderlecht and Dortmund and someone else, and they were just they were awful again. And they finished second in a group. It shows what happens when you finish first in a group.
And just come to memory,
it's
you talk about getting a result. You expect to get a result. The home ties. I said you can always bargain on your away games. You might nick an away goal.
Yeah.
Or something, but it's your home games you really need to win. And in previous years, last year, they lost to Monaco 3-1, and they won away at Monaco, but it wasn't enough to get them through. Again, going back a couple of years, they beat Bayern Munich. No, sorry, they lose to Bayern Munich at home, and then they win away, but it's not enough.
The home times matter a lot, but in them instances, like I said, finished second in a group, it makes a whole lot of difference when you play away the first game. A massive
and
difference.
You see a team like Man City who've finished top of the group now, and it's paid off, but we'll touch on that later. 7 games Arsenal have from today, from now until the next tie in Barcelona. Do you expect him to do you expect Arsene Wenger to maybe rest players for the Barcelona tie? What do you think takes priority now? Is it the Premier League, or is it trying to get back into this tie and get through?
I think it's the Premier League. It's got to be.
Good night. That tie's over.
I couldn't see it. 99% sure that Barcelona are through now. I couldn't see Arsenal turning that deficit over, because they need to, like we were saying, they need to keep a clean sheet in Barcelona as well as score 3 goals.
And like I said, every 5 chances Arsenal get, Barcelona will get 10, 15 chances.
Definitely. And they've got to concentrate on the league now, because that's over. And it depends where they are in the cup as well. They've got tough.
But that goes to say they have to win those games then before Barcelona.
And
there's some tough games coming up there.
Because all of a sudden, if they don't win them games, all of a sudden they might drop 9 or 12 points behind the leaders, maybe Leicester or Spurs, and then they got nothing to play for till the end of the season. And I think again this season he won the FA Cup 2 years in a row, and you'd have to say if they beat Hull, they'd probably be favourites again for it. But would that satisfy Arsenal fans? I wouldn't have thought so. I'd have thought they would have kicked on this season. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's look at the other English team who had a better night in the Champions League. Manchester City. A fantastic result. When the fixtures came out, the draw against Dynamo Kiev, most City fans, even myself, were delighted with that tie just because it wasn't Barcelona again. And they went away, fantastic performance, and a 3-1 away victory.
Yeah, definitely. When that tie came out, they got a bit of luck, but if any English team deserved luck in a draw, in all honesty, it was Man City, because they've had, obviously, Barcelona over the sides, and even the groups they've been in, you've had...
Yeah.
I remember the first Champions League group was a horror one, wasn't it?
Well, I think, it has been. It's been a tough ride, but learning curve nevertheless, and hopefully now.
And I thought, I watched some of the game on Wednesday. I thought they were brilliant. I thought, because they get accused, and rightly so, like this season, that they don't turn up for big games, Man City. The big games that I feel they've struggled with. But this was probably one of the biggest games.
Was it justified of Pellegrini to rest players for that FA Cup tie the weekend before against Chelsea, putting out not even a second team, a youth team almost? Was that justified from a neutral's perspective?
I suppose when you look back at it, the result wise, then yeah. But when I saw Kiev, I thought looking back,
I didn't think Kiev are no mugs. I know they didn't perform, but that was because City was so good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And you have to say, it's because he rest rested so many his first choice teammate, got that extra rest.
Yeah, I thought there was a few though that could have played on Sunday, but like I said, once you take a look back, if City get to the semi-finals, it's of the Champions League, then they'll be
And
happy.
you know, a 3-1 away win, they'd have to do well to lose at home by such a scoreline. Looking ahead, do you think this could be a really good run? Because there's some other teams in this competition which City are a lot better than.
Yeah,
on paper.
definitely. I think City could take.
Do you think the Champions League will take priority over the Premier League, given the position they're in both competitions? Or do you think Pellegrini will want to make sure he goes out on his last season with a title and a big title? Not kind of either the Premier League or Champions League.
I think Man City have a good enough squad to go on two fronts, to play on two fronts. I honestly do. I said at the start, I think Man City have the best at the start of the Champions League. Man City have the best chance to go furthest.
But is that what will happen though?
I think they will. Yeah, I think they're through. I think they're through to the quarterfinals. I think you can say that.
Yeah.
I don't think.
And looking at another few the teams left in the competition, you see Ghent and Wolfsburg.
That's the tie that everyone wants.
Well, yeah, just looking at that, Wolfsburg were 3-0 up in that game. They got the easiest, with all due respect to Ghent, they got the tie that everybody wanted, the easiest tie in Ghent. They went 3-0 up away. Now, if that had been another team, say Real Madrid, PSG, or even one of the English sides, they would have gone on 4-5-0. But instead, Wolfsburg, they let them back in the game. They got 2 goals back, all credit to Ghent. But that fixture is wide open, even with Wolfsburg going at home. If Ghent get one or 2 goals, then it completely switches momentum.
Oh yeah, definitely. And in Man City's case, I was saying to you, I think they could take either team in the Chelsea PSG.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll touch on that in a bit. Another fixture at Benfica and Zenit, which I saw bits of in that game. Benfica would win 1-0. They scored in the last minute of that game. It was a very dull game. Two average sides, and I would expect Zenit to turn it around in the next leg, being at home. It's only 1 goal down. I expect them to turn it around, and I know they did very well in the group stage. I think they maybe lost 1 game at the end on match day 6, but you could look at it now. It was a very weak group. They had Ghent, who were supposedly going to be everyone's the picking boys, and they had Valencia and Lyon, who
have had poor seasons.
Yeah, have had very poor seasons.
Definitely.
So you couldn't expect much from them. So there's some good ties there. 2 teams going through, giving us luck of a draw. Hopefully they don't draw again. Maybe Barcelona or someone. Could be their year semi-finals looking at. Yeah. So anyway, you looked at the PSG game, Chelsea game. Sorry, PSG would win 2-1. Do you expect Chelsea to turn that around, going to Stamford Bridge?
I don't think it's an awful result. If Chelsea had to take a defeat, 2-1. If you had to take a defeat in Europe, 2-1 would have been mine because you got the away goal, and that makes it a hell of a lot easier.
PSG didn't impress you?
No, they never do in Europe. I think the problem with PSG now is the league is so one-sided and balanced. Like they won the league by December.
Bayern Munich had this problem the last couple of seasons. They've walked away with the league, and by the time the quarterfinals, semi-finals come around, they struggle because they can't. They just struggle to compete against big teams.
But then you look at the other side, and like you see Barcelona competing all the time, and they're only competing with Madrid. But in the case of PSG, like it's so one-sided league, and then when they come up against the top teams, they struggle.
Yeah, would teams like a Man City would they want to draw PSG? Do you think?
Yeah, I think they could definitely take. I think it'd be a tough game, but out of the teams, say if you had to get a top team, maybe not the teams we were talking about before, I'd pick PSG. I think they could take PSG.
I think, looking at from a Man City fan point of view, the only team I wouldn't want to draw or wouldn't be confident in beating in the quarterfinals would be Barcelona. maybe Real Madrid, just because
Yeah.
we've played those teams in the past and we've never been able to beat them. But teams like Bayern Munich, who we've beaten Bayern Munich just as many times as they've beaten us.
Yeah.
I do know that the side Man City have a capable of beating that Bayern Munich team, and I'm confident of that. And the same goes for PSG. Even though we've not faced them, they don't seem to, like you said, strike you as a world class team despite the players they
Yeah.
have in their squad. And again, Chelsea, even if they draw Chelsea, that's a team that they're well familiar with. Wolfsburg, if so, we're just predicting the teams to be in the quarterfinal. Wolfsburg, Zenit, or Benfica.
Yeah, definitely. I think in the case of I totally agree with what you said. Like Man City, the only team we wouldn't want to draw is Barcelona. Even if they got Real Madrid, I'm not that impressed with Real Madrid, if I'm honest. Like they brought in Zidane, and they still look an imbalanced team to me. Real Madrid, like between attack and defence, because they have a great attack, but I still think the defence looks.
But whereas City can perform on their day, and Real Madrid are just as good.
Yeah, and I just think they're a bit imbalanced. But Man City could perform against any of those sides that we mentioned, and obviously I saw him in Kiev and he's fantastic. Although he wasn't tested that much, is getting company back.
Yeah,
is absolutely massive. If they keep him fit, then they could take on any.
Yeah, well, it's that spine. They've had for now they've got their spine back for the first time in the season. Another big fixture was Juventus and Bayern Munich. It's almost a shame that one of those teams will be leaving the competition so soon. A 2-2 draw. Just quickly give me your predictions on that for the second leg. Do you expect Bayern to see it out?
I do expect Bayern to see it out. It'll be a very tough game because Juventus are in a great run of form at the minute, and Bayern will be. They would have took.
And you talk about the domestic competitiveness.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich walking away with their league, but Juventus are still competing very much so in their league, and that could benefit them.
Oh yeah, definitely could benefit them, and they're a great side away from home as well. Not just they're a great side away from home, and they pick up a lot of victories away from home. Not unbeaten victories away from home. And Bayern, if you asked them for a 2-2 draw before the game, they probably would have took it. But being 2-0 up, and they were cruising as well. And
it's a double-edged sword almost, isn't it?
Letting Juventus back into the game, making it 2-2, and all of a sudden, it's more of a game in Munich. Now, whereas 2-0 to Bayern Munich, you're thinking that should be at home done.
Okay, well, we'll leave it there because we're running out of time. So thanks for listening to Speak Front now. Bye.